Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Valentine's Day. This is February the something 2019, the day after yesterday. And I'm in my 2019 Casita travel trailer, 84 square feet of perfect harmony. Not bad. And getting better. And what else can I tell you? It's a nice day. We got 4 or 5 wonderful days of weather here in Central Texas. We're going to be in the 70s, 80s, and 50s and low for lows. So yeah, that's pretty good. What else can I tell you? Hey Google, when is Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day is on Thursday, February 14th, 2019.
Hey Google, will you be my Valentine?
Being your Valentine would make this Valentine's Day the best ever, so, yes.
Got one. One out of a million. Anyway, whenever I got the olive oil thing, they sent this with it. This came with olive oil, and it's actually a Valentine's card, if I can get it open here. Okay, Hant. Well, wait a minute. Where is, oh, here it is. It says, Rusty, will you be my Valentine? If you can read that. And that's olive oil. And she'll love, look at those feet on that horse. Woo! God almighty. Oh, love is a feeling of joy. Yeah, the feeling your checkbook. Okay. Let me get old Olive. There she is. She's back there. Anyway, what else? Hey, Google, tell us a joke.
Sure, here's a Valentine's Day joke. What's Cupid's favorite TV show? Arrow.
I don't know that one. I don't know Arrow. Do you? Anyway, hey, Google, what's the temperature in Bangor, Maine?
The current temperature in Bangor, Maine is 23.
Not too shabby, not great, but not bad. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Butte, Montana?
The current temperature in Butte, Montana is 19 degrees.
Montana. Did you get that? In Butte, Montana? Anyway, what else? That's all I want to talk to her about, isn't it? Yeah, thanks. I got a lot of comments. I mean, a lot of comments on that Beer 30 stuff. Everybody remembered their old cars and stuff. Yeah, that's a hoot. Yeah, those were, you know, well, it's what it was. It was yesterday, and yesterday's gone, right, guys? Anyway, so let's see what we got here. Dertrixis says, great comment call as ever. Thank you, Sir Rusty. Now 8:30 p.m. in Germany. He lives on the North Sea. In the North Sea, or on the North Sea part of Germany. Let's have some beer and listen to you. Prost. Thank you, Dertrixa. It's a little early here. Let's see, when did he do that? 17 hours ago? So 17 hours ago. Oh, shoot, I'm trying to figure that out. 12 hours would have been 2 p.m., I guess, in that range. Marcus Lovelace, looks like we have a beautiful weekend on the way. Enjoy. Yeah, it does, matter of fact. Clint Price, great tip, Rusty. Many wouldn't realize that factory settings put it back to the basics. Yeah, whenever you call Verizon on anything, basically, sometimes they'll have you do a factory reset. But, yeah, so just remember you've gone back to the basics. But anyway, something else I want to tell you about calling Verizon or AT&T, Sprint, or T-Mobile, or any of them with problems. But what it is, you know, sometimes they're going to tell you that it's your phone, that you got a problem with your phone, so you'll go get another phone. I have to tell you, probably 90% of the time it's not, because I've had a couple of issues with this jetpack behind me right there, and every time I've called them, they do something at Verizon, and boom, it's working perfectly again. So, you know, I have to tell you what it is. Sometimes it doesn't identify your product. And why, I don't know, but they know, and they can correct it. But anyway, just be careful with getting a new phone when you may not need one. Mr. CJ Cab 64, thumbs up to you. Ron Dixon. Rusty 78609, I'm going to the Verizon store this week or next week to look at the prepaid jetpack plan. At the store, they don't have the... They can set you up on the plan, but that's a postpaid store. They're all postpaid. And so they're going to try to put you on postpaid. I live out in the country like you do. Only way I can get internet is by satellite or hotspot on the phone. as landline internet is not available in my area. Same here. Thanks for the good info. Enjoy your videos. Well, Ron, be sure you get the prepaid Jetpack plan for $70, unlimited data. Now, good luck on getting a Jetpack, because I think the 7730L that I have is out of stock, and it's a good one when it works. The other one I don't know anything about. But yeah, if you can get a 7730L, if they have one at the store, get it. Ivy 12, you pretty much are camping all year round. Well, yeah, every day of the week I'm camping. I mean, whenever I go boondocking, the only thing that changes is outside. Inside I'm still at home. In my luxury, I have to add that. William Bingham, great story, reminds me of the days, Rusty. Loved the drag races in the 60s. We used to run the ridge in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Wild Bill. Yeah, everybody used to do something. We were all nuts. It was all over the world. When you're young, you're just kind of nutty. This is PHDRPH. Sir Rusty, the good old days. We can never go back, but it's nice to have memories. Yeah, it is. I sit there on the patio, and hell, it's like I'm back there sometimes. This is on Beer 30 again. John in Tucson. Rusty, thank you so much for sharing the stories with us. I love it when you go ahead and tell us stories from the 60s and 70s, especially about your cars and just life in general. I was born in Tucson, Arizona, and still live here, but boy, I remember the good old days, especially in my 1970 Ford Galaxie 500. It was a two-door. Started off with a 351. I blew that and bought the neighbor's car with a 390, and anyway, did a lot of work on it. Anyway, had a lot of fun. And anyway, yeah, back then, kids worked on cars. I mean, that's just the way it was. If you wanted to get anything done on it, you had to. Mr. CJ Cav 64 says, cool story, almost time for Beer 30. Cheers. Well, that's good. Arthur Leslie, the good old days. Thanks for stirring up some memories of the past. Had a few of those quarter-mile encounters myself. I think most of us did. PJ Biker, full 1964 and a half Mustang 289. He's got a link to it. And then Drag City, Jan and Dean. Yeah, I remember that too. They start off with a hot car engine revving up in the background. Thank you, PJ Biker Full. Hot Limited, cheers. Thank you. Mark 73573, thumbs up. Charles H. Yeah, Rusty, the good old days like you. I don't know how I'm still alive, but I had a lot of fun. Boy, I'm telling you, me too, man. We did some crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Yeah. Jeff in Cabo reminds me of Meet You at the Bluffs in St. Genevieve, Missouri. The Bluffs, as we called it, was just that, a place that was once a picnic table type rest stop on Highway 61 as you were about to enter the town from the south. We all went down there to party, drag race, and act like what we were, kids. That particular area happened to have about a half mile of the straightest stretch of 61 there possibly was. Many a fun night at the Bluffs, sometimes 20 to 30 cars down there. Thanks for bringing back the memories. Yeah, you stir the pot and all those old memories start to float to the top. Yeah, one memory leads to another, there's a lot stored up here in this thing. DF, I love your stories most of all. Rusty, thank you. Well, you're welcome. Randy Wyrick, that was the first year of the Mustang. Yeah, that's no kidding. I got the first one out. It was a dark blue with white interior. Oh, man, I thought I was God on, and had those fancy spoked wheels. I mean, I thought I couldn't even look at myself. Yeah, but I did. I bought it. It was $1,900 and something. I got a loan from the bank. I was working, and I made the payments and paid it off. Randy Wyrick, that was the first year of the Mustang. They're very rare now and highly sought after. Shortly thereafter, Chevrolet played catch-up and came out with a Camaro. Glad you shared your story, Captain. Yeah, the Camaro was a good car. But the Mustang was the winner. I think they sold like over 300,000 of those. A lot of them. Danny Nix enjoyed the Beer 30 story. I made a playlist story time to put the video in. Well, good for you. Thank you, Danny Nix. Hot Limited, we did the same thing back in the day. Had so much fun. See, this is all these thoughts that it's worldwide, particularly all over the United States. Calvin Wright wouldn't trade growing up in the 60s for anything. Had a 64 GTO. Yeah, I used to have there was a guy in Corn City, Texas that had one, and he and I used to race all the time. He had a 64. Get your voice going, Rusty. Had a 64 GTO with a 389 and 3 deuces. Yeah, 3 deuces and a 4-speed. And the 389. Sure glad gas was 19 cents a gallon. No kidding. Thanks for the story. Took me back in time. Yeah, I'm a walking time machine, guys. Ray Sprague, I wouldn't change my youth for anything. We would cruise the Esplanade in Chico, California on Friday and Saturday nights and watch the fast cars go between lights. We already knew which one were really the fastest, and then when the out-of-towners wanted to give it a go, we would cheer the local winners. Yeah, small towns were really the best because we knew each other. That's true. Thanks for the memories. 348, 409 were really kind of slugs because they were so heavy and always came in bigger cars and couldn't get out of their tracks. Yeah, that's true. They were boxy old cars and heavy, and I'd love to eat them up. Justin Williams, $10 in the 60s is about $79 in today's money, according to the internet. Yeah, that's, but back then, I didn't worry about what it was going to be. Well, you just didn't have much money. I think I made, oh gosh, when I was working back then, right out of high school, I made $138 every 2 weeks. So that'd be about round number $70 a week for about 50 hours. That wasn't even $2 an hour. Probably $1.50, no name. Here I was all excited about leaving Canada to visit Texas one winter, but now with all that Uzi talk, no thanks. Talking about the border wall, I wish they hadn't said anything about it. I was just joking, guys. There's no problem down there. I was in Del Rio. You can go to, he doesn't even want to visit Texas because of the border problem. That's something, isn't it? Marcus Custodio, great story. Thanks for sharing the good old times. That's a fact, Marcus. Pork Chop, great story, Rusty. I graduated high school in 1966. I had a 63 Impala SS 350, 4 on the floor, slowest car ever. Yeah, I knew a guy that had a SS 350, and it was good. It looked like it was fast. Had all that cute little emblems on the outside. Yeah. Anyway, it says look good, but I don't think I ever won one race. The girls loved it. Yeah, because it looked expensive. Spiderhead, great story, Rusty. My 65 Mustang was a 6-cylinder, 4-speed, 0 to 60 in about 27 minutes, but it looked good. You should have a little something in the mail tomorrow. Take care, my friend. Well, thank you, Spiderhead. You're a good old guy. 6-cylinder Mustang. I knew a guy that had one. Anyway, thank you. Frederick Heron. I had one of those Mustangs. It was a 260 V8 and was a real dog. Yeah, they came out with that later on. I don't know what the hell that thing was. I remember they had that in something else, too. Patricia Reddick, I'm glad you're still here, Rusty. Enjoyed Beer 30 story time. Thanks. This is Robert Bradford. Everybody, there was like 71 comments on the Beer 30. I mean, apparently a lot of people I kicked off a lot of old memories. More whiskey. Robert Bradford, a great reminiscence, Rusty. I remember Mopar in the late 60s, early 70s. Awesome engines, and those guys. Had a friend with a Mustang as well as a 428 Cobra jet. Yeah, that Cobra Mustang was awesome. That engine had way too much compression. Throw you almost through the windshield when he let off the gas. Man, those were fun times. Yeah, they had, there were some fast cars back then. I mean, they built them to the point they were just almost too damn fast. Tom Clams, Beer 30 time. Enjoy your stories. Thank you. Nancy Henry, old memories are the best. You bet they are. Wayne Maker, I had a Ford Sprint 1963 with a 289, and it was a fast engine in a small car. Yeah, the 289 was kind of like the Chevrolet 283. And the 283 engine in a 55 Chevy or a 57 Chevy was a damn fast car. Yeah, I had a lot of problems with 57 Chevys. Wayne Maker, I had a Ford Sprint, I think I said that. Thank you, Wayne. Ron Dixon, cool, Rusty. We did the same thing in about the same time period, only I was a Chevy man. I had I had a 55 Chevy hopped up, and my dad had a 64 Impala SS409, new, not the car to buy with a teenage son. We burned lots of rubber, had a great time, and lived to tell it, LOL. Yeah, let me tell you, that 55 Chevy would go. My brother had one, and it was the fastest car in town for a long time. In fact, if we'd have been in the same era, he was 6 years older than I was, he'd outrun me every time. With a 3-speed column shift. No kidding. That thing was like lightning, man. Jess Harper, I grew up in a town that had a drag strip. The 60s were fun and some real muscle cars. I learned to drive in a 1964 Plymouth Barracuda. I remember those, the Cuda. Yep. Well, you know, we went to drag races in San Antonio, Texas. That was AHRA back then, American Hot Rod Association. And then we had an NHRA racetrack in Victoria, Texas, National Hot Rod Association. And I think it's just one now. Says, how did you manage to get the Mustang being broke? Well, you know, I worked, son. That's one way. I was working. I had a job, Vic. Gary J., cool story, Rusty. Thank you. Martha Myers. I had a 1968 Chevelle SS 350 full-barrel carburetor. I wish I had that today. Love hearing your racing story. Yeah, those were crazy times, man. Here we go. David Gibson. My friend had a 68 GT Fastback with 428, and my other friend had a 67 GTO 428 Ram Air 3, and I had a 66 VW Bug with 40 horsepower. Love hearing your stories. Yeah, I hear you. Well, you're not going to believe this, but I traded my 65 Mustang in 1967 for a 1967 Volkswagen. I bought a red Volkswagen with that little crank for the top, you know, the sunroof. Yep, that's where I went from super fast to the turtle. Yeah, sometimes you had to kind of gauge when you saw hills because you'd have to speed up so you'd be sure to make it. Oh, golly, no air conditioning, no nothing. Will Dennis, great story. Reminds me of when I was young and what fun we had. I had a 56 Ford Custom, could not compete with the big boys with the 1966 Malibu's 327 or the Chevy 409. They had the money, but I had fun. Rusty, you know what I'm talking about. Great times and memories. God bless. Thank you. We'll do a few more. Evelyn Lowry, this is Walter from Robertsdale, Alabama. Rusty, we have lived parallel lives. I did the same things growing up. We met at a place called the Burger Hut to set up drag races on backcountry roads. I had a 1967 Chevelle 4-speed 396 engine, and I was not the fastest car. We had a lot of good times, drank a lot of beer. Boy, we did too. I still enjoy Beer 30, and I'm 72. Well, I still enjoy it, and I'm 73. No, we had a lot of fun. Beer back then, you could buy a quart of beer for 50 cents. Shad Callahan, Calhagen. Best Beer 30 video yet. Well, thank you. Yeah, what I'll do when I do Beer 30 from now on, I'll just tell a story. That's what I'll do because, you know, if I can think of something, you know, sometimes these old memories don't come out very easy. You have to sit and think for a while. Rose Lane Mabel, if it's 30 minutes after the hour, it's Beer 30. If it's on the hour, it's Beer o'clock. LOL, thank you. Anyway, I've got a lot more, but I can't get to them right now. The video will be too long. But I'll get to them later. I'll reply manually to most of them. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for all your comments. Hey, Google, tell us a joke.
One joke coming up. I once fell in love with an encyclopedia. I was completely infatuated.
Ooh, I believe you've heard that about 20 times. But anyway, guys, from Central Texas, USA, live and in color in my 2019 Casita Freedom Deluxe. Thumbs up. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime you want. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission and it does not cost you 1 penny. That's duct tape on my finger. I'm going to get that thorn out somehow. Anyway, doesn't cost you a penny. And what else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you won't want to eat so much. And the only way to really lose weight is eat less. I hate to tell you that. And what else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deep, hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure. What else? Stretch, 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 swivel, swivel, swivel. Exercise your body once or twice a day. It won't hurt you. You'll feel better, and you may live a little longer because of it. Oh, also, this isn't it. That's Trenton Clump. That is a jalapeno on a bumper sticker. It says Native Texan. That is olive oil. That's my MiFi Jetpack from Verizon. That's organic bananas. That's olive oil's bra. That's an EvaDry dehumidifier that helps keep the humidity out of my home. What else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Do not let Negative Nancy or Negative Ned get inside of your head. This is your head, your brain. It's where your thoughts are formed. So dump in good material so you can have some good thoughts, okay? And yeah, it'll accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative, and enjoy your day. This is Thursday. It's going to be about 77 here in Central Texas tomorrow. Today it's going to be 77. I'll get it out here. And tomorrow it's supposed to be in the upper 80s, believe it or not. And then the weekend's going to be in the 70s. Perfect. Anyway, thumbs up, guys. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.